স্যার কেউ মনে হয় স্যার জয়েন হতে পারছে না স্যার, আপনি লিঙ্কটাকে কপি করে স্যার গ্রুপে পোস্ট করে দিন।
পোস্ট করে দিয়েছি। কি হচ্ছে?
ওরা স্যার মনে হয় কেউ স্যার গুগল ক্লাসরুম দেখেনি স্যার।
জীবনে আবার কে লিখেছে? মৌমিতা, লেট মি ইন। রিকোয়েস্ট করার আগে সমস্যাটা কি হচ্ছে? কি অন্য লিঙ্ক পোস্ট করলাম? দাঁড়াও, এরা গুগল ক্লাসরুম দেখায়। তোমরা কেউ একটা লিঙ্ক পোস্ট করো তো।
হ্যাঁ স্যার করছি।
এইটাই
স্যার
তো
আপনি
যে,
যে লিঙ্কটা দিয়েছেন
হ্যাঁ ওটাই তো, ঠিকই তো আছে।
সেম লিঙ্ক তো, হ্যাঁ সেম লিঙ্ক।
তা ওইটাতে কেন ঢুকতে পারছে না কেন? সবাই তো
না
ঢুকছে
না
সব।
না স্যার, আমিও বললাম তো, কারণ আমারও অনেকক্ষণ তো ওয়েট করছিলাম, হয়তো আপনার কাছে লেটে এসেছে।
আচ্ছা আচ্ছা। Okay, so far only 27. Total strength is 56 in your class.
এর থেকেও
ইয়েস
বেশি
স্যার।
মনে হয়।
Okay, everybody just see the Google Classrooms, and this link will be available for the entire course. Okay, so link will not be changed. So what you do, check your routine in time, in exact time, you will click on the link and you will be entered into the classroom. Okay.
ওকে স্যার।
Okay, so this is the introductory class. So I will not being discussed any topic by today. Rather, I will discuss that what are the scopes and what is the syllabus for the entire course, and what is the outcomes of the course and how important the course is. Some of you have I have taught the Python with object-oriented programming Python in probably in the CDC classes. Now the question is that actual object-oriented flavor you will get in the Java. In Python, the time was very less and you people don't have that much of previous knowledge to get that. So that's why it fails, but in Java, it will not have a failure. Okay. Failure in the sense you have an idea, but still you cannot crack for what I have trained you. Now tell me that how many of you know something on Java through some
স্যার আমি
NPTEL
কিছুই
course?
জানি না।
No, I am talking to someone who knows something. Maybe in the 12th standard you have learned, or maybe you have done some course in NPTEL. Can somebody present here have some knowledge in Java?
Sir, hello, sir.
Hmm? Tell me.
Sir, sir, I don't have any knowledge about particular the language Java, but sir, I have seen the codes in Java. Like there is also a structure like Python object-oriented language. There is also class and there is also object, and we have to create these things and all.
Okay, but my query is to know the exact
No,
term
sir, no,
Java. If
no,
you
sir.
know, that is okay. That is very good.
No, sir.
If someone is teaching to you and if you people have no idea on that, that will be better for the trader as well as better for you, because if you know something, that will be become vulnerable. Because in the very basic classes you might think that I know everything, and you have misses some of the things that you don't know, and finally when the higher modules will be taught, and you will get some discomfortness on that area. Okay, so first I will show you the syllabus. The syllabus has been already posted in the classroom, and everybody should follow the Google Classroom, not the WhatsApp group. WhatsApp group is for the quick communication, not for the entire long-term communication. So in the mode of course will be in the online, you know that until and unless there will be a concrete notification from the government side. So what will be the mode of teaching? Mode of teaching through the Google Meet, and the link will be constant. That is the same link you will follow for the entire course, if the entire course will go on this online mode. Next thing is that, yes, I am in college. Okay. So the next is that, what is the mode of delivering the lectures? That is also important. So you might feel offended then whenever teachers are talking in the slides or other things. So I have a pen tablet. You will get the same experience as the blackboard, chalk and talk, that is blackboard and the chalk. And here it is a whiteboard and different colors of. So I think there will be no problem. So some of the students have previous idea when they have done the Python training with me. And next is that, how you can get the lecture notes. So whatever I will write on the OneNote, I will be directly make a PDF and will post to the Google Classroom, not in the WhatsApp group. Okay. So let's say I have talked something in the bridge course in the computer. So these are the content, and finally I have posted this content to the classroom. Okay. So same thing of details you will get as a lecture note. Lecture note means what I have used to write to demonstrate a topic. That will be the lecture note. Next thing is that video lectures. So whatever I will be write over there, it will be completely captured by this FEMO Google Meet, and this content will be posted in the YouTube and provide you the link. I prefer to post the videos in the YouTube because of if I upload the content in the Google Drive and give you the link, you have only one choice, that is download the thing and then play it. It is very difficult to play from the GDrive data. And next is that if you have a network problem, GDrive will not giving you any facilities. But in YouTube, you know, if I upload the video in 720 pixel, you can also reduce to 144 pixel to play the video if you have any problem. If you miss some content 10 minutes, you can fast forward it and go to that content, and you can see it previously. You can see it in future. That is also important. So I will post the video in the YouTube. I will post the link to you. So what you get after any class, you will get the lecture notes, that is in the PDF form. No special lectures from borrowing from someone or copying from the internet and delivering to you. So whatever I will write, that gist, the entire thing you will get in the PDF version, and you will get the recording. So some of you can think that teacher has giving the lecture notes as PDF and also giving the videos. So why we should do the class? So first I am come to the first point for the lecture notes. The lecture notes I will write 20, 30, maximum 40% of what I am saying to you. So it is your duty. In the meantime, when I am delivering my lectures, you should appear with a pen and paper as you used to do in the offline classes, and write down the things what I am writing, and also try to make some gist what I am saying, because it is not possible to write everything what I am saying. So it is your duty. So what is the advantage of that area? The main advantage is that you are making your own notes. So whatever you will write, this language is mostly understandable to you. So in case of examination, in case of revision, you can directly follow your notes only, not my notes, my handwritten notes. My handwritten notes is okay whenever you are in class. It is okay for tomorrow or day after tomorrow, but after 1 week, it will be very difficult to understand to you for my lecture notes. So it is very good practice to make your lecture notes not for my subject, for all the subject. That will be helpful that will definitely help in the future. And videos I will be uploaded as per the requirement. You can see or you can don't see, that is your choice. So now I have posted a syllabus or curriculum in the Google Classroom, and the same thing I am displaying to you. First tell me, is my desktop screen is visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. This is the Java, the file name is course file and the code is PCC Professional Course CS 503. The paper name is Object Oriented Programming. Okay, so nothing is mentioned, no language is mentioned, but according to the syllabus, we should go for the Java. So first syllabus is that object-oriented paradigm, elements of the object-oriented programming, merits and demerits of object-oriented methodology. So here also mention the C++ fundamentals or like that. Next, we will go for the C++. Why this is C++ fundamentals is there? Because Java is more advanced than the C++. Whatever we can do in C++, the better we can do in the Java. Better in the sense of execution, not execution time. Better programming. Better programming means if you can, I have given a problem to you. If you writing the code in C++, if you are same proficient in C++ and Java, let's say in C++ you require 30 minutes of coding. In Java, it will be reduced to 15 to 18 minutes. For coding, that means with respect to the human of first stage coding practice. But in case of the execution time is always higher in case of Java. Not, it is always better to write in code C++, but in industry nowadays, the IT industry is blooming as well as it's the biggest momentum. So we will not directly use the Java, C++ technologies in IT sectors rather than Java, because it will less time to deliver the project to the client as compared to C++. So we will see some aspect of the C++. Some aspect means the fundamental difference between the Java and C++. Next, class and object. Classes and object. So passing of object as argument. So these are the things we will gradually talk up. Next is the polymorphism inheritance. This is a mechanism. Virtual function and templates. So here also some file handling concept are being present. This is also coming from the C++. So what is the file handling? So file handling programs, how many know the file handling program in C? Tell me, honestly tell that how many of you know the file handling programming in C?
So ফাইলের যে প্রোগ্রামিং গুলো হয় সেগুলো করেছিলাম, বাট এখন আবার রিভার্স করতে হবে। বাট জানি
না
सर
রাশিং
আমরা পাইথনেতেও
सर फाइल
করেছিলাম ফাইল
हैंडलिंग
হ্যান্ডলিং
सी
এর
में नहीं
প্রোগ্রাম
किए हैं, लेकिन
দেখতে হবে।
पाइथन में किए हैं।
হ্যাঁ পাইথনে করেছিলাম।
ঠিক আছে।
না ফাইল হ্যান্ডলিং মানে স্যার ওই
मतलब फाइल को
ফাইল
कैसे
যেটা
रीड करना है, राइट करना है, कैसे फाइल बनेगा।
Acha, tell me, stop for a few moments. Just tell me that what is the advantages or is there any demerits in file programming?
স্যার কোশ্চেনটা রিপিট করুন।
Now, we are doing the programming without file or with file. What is the advantage of doing programming with file handling?
স্যার ফাইল হ্যান্ডলিং
Sir,
যদি আমরা সেই ফাইলটাকে পাথ দিয়ে দিই তাহলে সেটা আগে যদি লেখা থাকে প্রোগ্রামটা, আউটপুটটা দিয়ে দেয়।
Okay, anything else? क्या बोलो संदीप पाल, tell me.
सर दूसरे एक फाइल है और दूसरा फाइल है, तो दूसरे फाइल में अगर कुछ अपडेट करना है तो हम फर्स्ट वाले फाइल से ही उसमें कुछ अपडेट कर सकते हैं और उस दूसरे वाले फाइल का डेटा को कुछ रीड कर सकते हैं फर्स्ट फाइल में ही रहता
So you are answering without saying the correct in point. Sir, what is the need of file programming? Nivedita told something on that. The input will be very easy to take. We cannot give hardcode input.
স্যার
So let's say
স্যার
if you are
ফাইল
tell me.
ফাইল প্রোগ্রামিং এ যদি কিছু করতে হয় তাহলে একটাই সুবিধা হয় যে যদি কোনো ডেটা পরে চেঞ্জ করতে হয় বা আপডেট করতে হয় বা ডিলিট করতে হয় তাহলে ওটাতে করতে সুবিধে হয়। কারণ পুরো ডেটাটা একদম নষ্ট করে দেওয়ার থেকে ফাইলের পার্ট পার্ট করে ডেটাগুলোকে চেঞ্জ করা ওটা ভালো হয় তার জন্য।
And you are telling that data modification, what type of data you have not mentioned.
হ্যাঁ, ডেটা মডিফিকেশন, আপডেট।
So I am correcting you what you have said, that input data modification is very easy in case of file programming. Input data modification. So data means as a BTech student, you are not in the first year, not in the second year, you are in the third year. After just 8 to 9 months after that, you will appear for the interview. It is recommended to saying some concrete thing. Data means input data. Okay, and in case of the output data, what will happen? The output data will not be used after execution, after closing the program. If you store the output into the file other than console. Console means the black area where you displaying the output. If you draw a pattern in by programming, if you see the pattern in the console, after closing the console, can you get the output again? No, you need to rerun, re-execute the code. So re-execution of any code is costly because it takes processing power, everything. And also to handle the programming execution, you need an expert. As you are an engineer, you are expert. But as a layman, if you tell me that print the show the output, he or she cannot do that. But if you store the output in a file, anyone can. If you are a user of a computer, you can play music, you can play videos, you can open a document. In this fashion, he or she will open the output file and he or she can get the output files. Also, it will help us to transmit the file from one end to another end. For the big project, the outputs or the code modules are being stored in the different files, and whenever all the team members has been delivering the project to the client, they need to arrange a meeting and all the objective will be put it in single location and things will be deployed before it will be given and give hand to the client. Now, why we should learn Java? First of all, just give an recall in the data structure programs as you have already done in the third semester. In linked list, how many of you know that after deleting a node, we should call a free function, free in bracket pointer? How many of you know that? After deleting a node in linked list, we
know that.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now Anjali, tell me, it is mandatory to use free? If you just comment the free
Yes,
part,
sir.
whether your program will run or not?
It will run, but we need to delete it because that memory
Recycle
मतलब वो
बिना वो तो
स्टोरेज एक तो वो क्या बोलते हैं, स्टोरेज लेकर रखेगा वो मेमोरी, तो
ওভারল্যাপিং হয়।
ना ओवरलैप
नहीं होगा, लेकिन वो
if you are
क्या
telling,
बोलते हैं,
if you are telling that storage is a problem, then I can tell you that nowadays 16 GB laptops, nowadays 120 GB, 1 TB of hard disks available computers are available. But still, in the classes, why we should introduce free? What is the reason for that? If you don't know,
क्योंकि उस वो मेमोरी को फिर से रीयूजेबल बनाने के लिए, जिसमें वो
what type
डेटा
of,
था
what
और
type
उसको
of
delete
memory? Is it RAM or it is hard disks or it is ROM? What type of memory it should be?
किया। RAM
So this type of question you must be encounter in the interviews.
স্যার
The
এটা
interviewer,
এখানে আমাদের ডিভাইসের জন্য ঠিক আছে, বাট এটা যখন ডেটা স্টোরেজ বা ক্লাউডে আপলোড হবে ওখানে তো আর ডেটা এত পাওয়া যাবে না, আর ওটা অনেক কস্টলি হয়ে যাবে।
সেই জন্য তুমি ফ্রি ইউজ করবে। এই কথাগুলো ইন্টারভিউতে এখানে বলছো ঠিক আছে, আমি কারেকশন করিয়ে দেবো, ইন্টারভিউতে গিয়ে এইসব কথা বলো না। আবার ক্লাউড থেকে কোয়েশ্চেন জিজ্ঞেস করবে, দ্যাট উইল বি মোর ওভারহেড at the time of interview. Now everybody listen it carefully. Whenever we will write a program, the program will be executed where? In the working memory. What is the working memory? Working memory is our RAM. The program will be executed in the RAM. Now the question is, all the things will be gathered in the same place or they will be added in different places? The second is right, that is few things will go in few sections, one section, and other things will go to the different section. So whenever we will use the linked list program, what function we have used? Malloc or calloc to allocate the memory dynamically, right? Now
Yes, sir.
when we use the dynamic allocation, the thing will be stored into the heap. When we call the recursive function, or when we will write the recursive function, the function calls will be stored into the stack section. So different data structures are being implemented into your hardware part. So the hardware, this part, the program will be stored. So there will be three sections. One is the stack section, heap section, and general area. Okay. So if you write int a equals to 10, where it will be stored? It will be stored into the general area, not in the stack or not in the heap. If you call the recursive function to calculate the factorial, I hope you know that recursive call. Do you know what is recursive call?
Yes, sir.
Where function calls itself.
Function calls itself.
So in the recursive call, the things will be occupied into the stack memory, and in case of the dynamic memory allocation, the things will be stored into the heap area. So I repeating the words what I told. In case of dynamic memory allocation, things will be stored into the heap, HEAP. In case of recursive function calls, the consecutive functions are being occupied into the stack, and if you write other than these two, that will be stored into the general area. Okay. So in case of the heap memory is very costly memory, so the amount of space into the heap is very less. If you don't write the free function after deleting the node, the things will be deleted. No matter, it will be deleted, but the pointer you have created to create the node, that will be remains pointing to that location of the heap. No other program will use that memory. That means this memory will be unoccupied for forever. This pointer is called dangling pointer. Dangling pointer. কি বললাম বুঝতে পেরেছো?
স্যার কি পয়েন্টার বললেন?
Dangling
Yes, sir.
pointer, DANGLING, DANGLING, dangling pointer. So for this dangling pointer, we should use free function in case of the C program. Now I am come back to the argument that why we should use Java over this C and C++. Same problem also pursuing in C++, but in Java there is an automatic garbage collector mechanism. Automatic garbage collector mechanism, which means if you allocate memory dynamically, once you have closed your program, the garbage collector will come into the picture and it will delete all the occupied memory in the heap and it will be clean it up. That means other program can occupy the same place which is not being used anymore. So there will be different facilities that will be provided by Java through. That's why we are using Java in the mostly in the industries. So this thing will be broadly discussed. No matter whatever I have told, that will be discussed in the consecutive classes. Today's discussion, you don't need to make any note. If you can take, that is good. But from the next classes, it is recommended to take the notes for every classes.
Sir,
Okay, go ahead.
স্যার ওই রিকারসিভের জন্য কি বলেছিলেন? ডাইনামিক্যালি তো হিপ
Stack,
ওকে
STACK, stack. Where?
আর স্যার আদার্সের জন্য
general area.
ওকে স্যার
3 partition of where your program storing the components: general area, stack, and heap. Now, next is in Java. That's why Java is called robust. In interview, you might face the question, why Java is called robust? Robust means it is very rigid, খুব শক্ত, difficult to break. That is the meaning of the robust if you find any dictionary. But in Java, you cannot say that. Some of the students saying that it is very difficult to break the code. It is very difficult for the hacker to hack. These are very nonsense answer. Java is said to be robust because of it has an smart memory management. Smart memory management offers or reduces less number of exceptions or less number of program closing forcefully program closing. It reduces if you have a smart memory management. Sometimes if you see older phones that having 4 GB or 2 GB of RAMs, you might see that the phone is lagging. Some of the application is forcefully closed. What is the reason behind that? The application requires some memory, but the operating system doesn't provide that memory, so it will be forcefully closed. So let's assume if you are making an application, the application is constantly reducing the memory by some wrong programming. As it happens, after few minutes, it will be closed automatically. আমার কথা কিছু শুনতে পাচ্ছ?
ইয়েস স্যার
ইয়েস স্যার।
ইয়েস স্যার
বাবা নেট
Yes,
আছে, কারেন্ট চলে গেছে, এখনো নেট আছে, জানি না কি হবে। আমি তার মোবাইল ডেটার সাথে কানেক্ট করে নিই। যা কথা শোনা,
স্যার কথাটা কেটে যাচ্ছে।
হ্যাঁ শোনা যাচ্ছে, যাই যাই। এখন ঠিক আছে?
স্যার ঠিক আছে।
স্যার কথাটা তো
Yes, sir.
কেটে যাচ্ছে আমার কাছে, তাহলে আমার নিতে
তাহলে তোমার নেটে একটু প্রবলেম হয়েছে, ইউ চেক ফার্স্ট। নাও these are the many advantages of Java. That's why the industry, broad of the industries are incorporated Java as a subject. But nowadays industry is moving to a different standard, that is industry 4.0. So where Java is very less usable of Java code, as if you see some seniors or some family personnel, those who have already spending more than 15 years in IT industry, you might ask him or her to understand about the current scenarios. So they might say that before 6 years, before 8 years, there will be many projects that will be directly handled by Java. But nowadays the industry is changing. Now the same question will be arises, why should we learn Java nowadays? Instead of Java, why the course curriculum keep the Java till now? Why it is not IoT? Why it is not machine learning instead of Java? Because Java is an object-oriented programming, and whatever the recent technologies are coming in the industries, they are also object-oriented. But Java is an open source product which can be discussed in as a course curriculum, and you can get a hands-on experience in Java without spending a single penny. If you have a laptop, you can start writing the Java code. if you want to start some object-oriented concept that will be used in the industries, you need to purchase that software. You will get the same flavor. You will get the same concept of polymorphism, inheritance, whatever the syllabus of Java covers. But you need to purchase that software. So that's why if you know Java, you can write the code in Python. If you know Java, you can write the code in C++ because both are on the same base. Only the difference is in syntax only. Okay, so I have talked much. Now tell me something from your end.
So Java compiler কি হবে?
জাভার কম্পাইলার হচ্ছে জেডিকে, হ্যাঁ জেডিকে, ঠিক আছে, জাভা ডেভেলপমেন্ট কিট, তার মধ্যে অনলি কম্পাইলার। সো জাভা ইজ অ্যান ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ, if you have only compiler it will not work. There will be a JRE, that is Java runtime environment. Java runtime environment, which is also parallelly used to run the Java code. So you need to install the JDK, Java Development Kit.
JDK?
Which JDK, Java Development Kit, KIT. So if you install JDK, then what will happen? You will have JVM, JRE, and the Java compiler. That is called Java C, JAVAC, Java C, Java compiler. Like GCC, Global C compiler, here Java C. Okay. Anything from your end? Saurabh Kondo.
Yes, sir.
Tell me, what is your perception on Java?
I have no concept, sir, about Java.
You don't know anything on Java.
Yes, sir.
Okay, next is that object-oriented programming. So in object-oriented programming, if we compare with the regular procedural language, what is procedural language? C is a procedural language. So when you write the C code, when the things will be executed, if you have a smart programmer, you can use functions to make the program breakable and fix, and few algorithms you write into the function. That means you are going to module the programming. If you changes in one function, that will be remains only that area. But there is a big problem in procedural language in C, because functions are basically related to each other. Functions are not independent. Like that, if you want to calculate the total cost of flooring, what are the information you need? You need information about the length and breadth of an area, first of all, and also dimension of a single tiles and cost of a single tiles. So total dimension is 100 by 100 feet. So what is the total area you are going to cover? 10,000 square feet, right? 100 into 100. So 10,000 square feet. And the tile area, one tile area is 10 square feet and cost 100 rupees. So if you write this program in C, what you do? You will calculate a area function and calculate a cost function. So can we execute the cost function without executing the area function? Is it possible? No, because cost function is directly related to the area function. Until and unless area function will give you the exact amount of area where you are going to flooring, you cannot estimate the cost by the help of one single tile area and single tile cost. So that is a big problem of the procedural language. This type of problem will be overcome by the procedural language. So in the interview, they might ask about what is the difference between procedural language and object-oriented programming language. Some of the students will answer in this way. I am just saying their answers. The procedural languages are very slow. Object-oriented programming is very fast. In any differences in computer science, if you say like that, that is non-measurable. That means very fast. Very fast means what is the rate of speed? 100 km/h, like that. So that type of answer is not measurable. So you have to, and some of the students also say, if I want to make change in the programming, it is very easy to Java, but it is very difficult to procedural programming language. That is also completely wrong, misconception. The actual words is that in case of Java or any object-oriented programming, if you want to change on the existing code, then, or if you are adding some module into the existing code, the other module will be changes minimal. So if total 100% if your code, if you want to add some extra thing, then 70% code will be unchanged. 30% code you need to change to allow that extra module to your program. But in case of procedural language, due to the binding, you need to change 90% of the code. So most of the code section you need to change if you want to introduce a new module to your existing program, if you writing it to the procedural language. But in Java, with minimal change. But never say that it is very fast, it is very slow. Whatever you will say, at least you should comes with a proper justification if someone counter you. In the interview, this is the most important thing. Whatever you are saying, you don't need to say entire thing. Tell me 20%, 30%, but whenever the interviewer will counter you, you should have a proper justification what you have already said to him. Whenever the words has been thrown, then you cannot change that I have completely wrong what I have said earlier. That will be a negative impression in the interview. So always say the concrete words whenever you will come to an interview. দেখি এখানে তো 2-3 জন ছাড়া তো কারোর মুখে কোনো কথা নেই, তারা আছে কি একবার দেখে নি। সুরজিৎ কর।
Yes sir.
নেক্সট ডে থেকে প্রত্যেককে কিন্তু আমি পড়াতে কোয়েশ্চেন জিজ্ঞেস করি। কোয়েশ্চেন মানে এমন নয় যে কোনো রকেট সায়েন্সের কোয়েশ্চেন জিজ্ঞেস করব, যেটা পড়াবো সেটা বুঝেছো কিনা সেটাই জিজ্ঞেস করব। নেক্সট সৌরিন শাহ।
Yes sir.
সব সময় অ্যাভেলেবেল থাকবে, ক্লাসে আর টাইমে জয়েন করবে প্রত্যেকে। সৌমেন পোদ্দার।
Yes sir.
ওকে। সৌমক হাজরা।
আছি প্রেজেন্ট স্যার।
প্রেজেন্ট। কথা শুনছো তো? নেক্সট ডে থেকে কিন্তু পড়াশোনা হবে, আজকের মতো শুধু ডিসকাশন নয়, খাতা পেন নিয়ে বসতে হবে। ঋত্বিক ঘোষ।
প্রেজেন্ট স্যার।
প্রত্যয়।
Yes sir.
আর প্রত্যেকে নামের সাথে টাইটেলটা রাখবে, শুধু প্রত্যয় নয়, প্রত্যয় উইথ সারনেম।
sir. Okay sir.
মৌমিতা রে।
Yes sir.
ওকে। এর প্রোনাউন্সিয়েশনটা কি? ঋত্বিক ঘোষ।
স্যার আমি আগেরটা কাকে ডাকলেন? আমাকে ঋত্বিক না বৃত্তিক?
তোমার নাম তো বৃত্তিক রাখছো, বৃত্তিক দেখছি তো।
হ্যাঁ স্যার, প্রথমে বৃত্তিক ডেকেছেন তো?
না প্রথমে ঋত্বিক দেখেছি, এখন বৃত্তিক ডাকছি।
স্যার এখানে
বৃত্তিক স্যার আমি, আর ভুল করে ঋত্বিকেরটা আমি প্রেজেন্ট দিয়ে ফেলেছি।
আচ্ছা, ও ঘোষ তুমিও ঘোষ, তাই তো? তাহলে তো কনফিউশন হবে।
হ্যাঁ স্যার, আপনি 1-2 ভাগ করে দিন।
আমি আর ঘোষ বলবো, দেন ঋত্বিক উইল রেসপন্স, এন্ড বি ঘোষ যখন বলবো তখন ঋত্বিক উইল রেসপন্স। ঠিক আছে?
ওকে স্যার, থ্যাংক ইউ ফর গিভিং আস এ নিউ নেম স্যার।
The new name নয়, just I am calling as a initials.
ওকে স্যার
যেমন বলে না ডক্টর এস দত্তা, আমি কি নিউ নেম দিচ্ছি? দ্যাট ইজ
নো স্যার
ডিফারেন্ট ওয়ে ফর সেইং। নেক্সট, অরুণাভ মুখোপাধ্যায়।
Yes, sir.
ঠিক আছে, ঠিক আছে। আর নেক্সট ডে থেকে আজকের ডেতেও যেটা রেকর্ডিং হচ্ছে আমি তোমাদেরকে লিংক দিয়ে দেব। আজকের ডেটের রেকর্ডিংটা তো খুব একটা ইম্পর্টেন্ট নয়, বাট ইট ইজ
স্যার বলছি
comes to
আপনি
a
আপনি
curriculum.
আপনি গ্রুপে দেবেন না ইউটিউবে দেবেন?
ইউটিউবে দেব, লিংক, অ্যাটেন্ডেন্স সমস্ত কিছু গুগল ক্লাসরুমে পোস্টিং থাকবে। এবার তোমরা
তাহলে স্যার,
কিছু নিয়ে যদি গ্রুপে দাও অসুবিধা নেই, বলো।
স্যার ডেসক্রিপশন বক্সে স্যার ডেটটা একটু করে দেবেন তাহলে।
ডেসক্রিপশন বক্সে ডেটটা ঠিক আছে আমি দিয়ে দেবো, যদিও
তাহলে
দরকার
সুবিধা
পড়বে না,
হবে আর
কারণ
কি।
কারণ পোস্ট যখন হচ্ছে, কারণ তুমি গুগল ক্লাসরুমে গিয়ে দেখবে যে প্রত্যেকটা সেমিস্টারের জন্য ইউ আর ইন 5th সেমিস্টার অর 3rd ইয়ার, ইন 3rd ইয়ার কন্টেন্ট দেয়ার উইল বি ইচ সাবজেক্ট আর বিং প্রেজেন্ট। এবার আমার যে সাবজেক্টটাতে লেখা আছে ওপি প্রবাবলি, এবার আমি যা যা পোস্ট করব সেগুলো শুধুমাত্র ওপি তে 1 2 3 4 করে আসবে। এবার তার পাশে যখনই পোস্ট
স্যার
করব,
একটা পয়েন্ট করে দেবেন স্যার, হয় 1 2 3 4, মানে যাতে স্যার পরের পর ক্লাসগুলো আমরা বুঝতে পারি।
হ্যাঁ ওটা তো অবশ্যই করে দেবো, মানে সিরিয়ালি, মানে একটা মানে নেমের সাথে একটা এ থাকবে, যেটা 1 নম্বর লেকচারের কন্টেন্ট, 2 নম্বর, সেটা অবশ্যই থাকবে।
ওকে।
আর একটা হচ্ছে জাভা is a theory in the lab is also be there, so lab is not started yet, but in the very first day whatever, sometimes I will write the code up, on sharing my screen. So you people, is it your duty to install the Java? If you have any confusion, go to the Java T point where details description are given for Windows as well as in Linux. Just follow the step-by-step procedure, download some content, follow their guidelines, and you can install your program. After installing, just write a simple code of hello world without checking that your compiler is ready for work or not.
ওকে স্যার।
ঠিক আছে, এটা প্রত্যেকে করে রাখবে। If you have still
Hello,
any
sir.
problem, then contact to me. Tell me.
Sir, you will cover both part, I mean theory and practical.
No. According to the load distribution, probably the theory part is assigned to me and practical part is somebody else. I don't have the practical, so I will taught the theory and also the what are the programs is needed, because it's all about the programming. So I will also cover that part area, but actual lab assignments or the lab criteria, whatever for a particular course, that will be discussed by someone else, not by me as of now, what I know. Next is that it is an programming thing, but if offline examination happens, all the question will come in the theoretical round. That is also very crucial. In examination, you don't need to write the program, you need to write the theory. But to write the theory, you need to give an example as a program to give an explanation of what you have claimed in the theory. Understood? But directly program will never ask. If you see the previous year question, you can understand that in markout examination, in the offline mode of examination, I don't know what will happen. If it will be happen in the offline mode, you will get some questions like what is polymorphism, what is inheritance, like that. You need to write some theory. After that, you need to establish your theory or explain your theory with some concrete syntax of code. So both writing the code in computer as well as writing the code in paper is important, because you may do some mistake in the computers and then compiler will guide you. But when you write the code in the paper, no one will see that any syntactical mistake is present in your code or not. So it is recommended to write the code in the computer as well as in the paper. Okay, so I hope, am I clear to all aspect in this course?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
ইয়েস স্যার।
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And any standard book you can follow. There is no book recommendation for me. Java, Harvard book is okay. Bala Goswami book is okay. Any standard book you can follow. Okay, you can get a major online curriculum activity. Online materials are also be available, but it is recommended to do my classes. And if you do the classes, I don't think that you have to dependent on particular book or course or any private tutors. So as of today, I am ending the meeting. If you want to say something, you can say, otherwise I will close the meeting. Okay, students, thank you. You might leave.
Thank you, sir.
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 Thank you, sir.